and forth shit. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is it like?
I just really don't like that, dude.
Why though?
The brawl between Devon Davis and Terence Crawford during a media event in New York, where Tank and Lamont Roach were present, has taken the internet by storm. Now, Crawford has spoken out about what really happened, taking another shot at Tank in the process. The boxing world is eagerly awaiting their next move.
It's not your cup of tea, that's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. No, I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like,
Unfortunately, a fight between them seems unlikely for now, as Crawford is focused on a super middleweight clash with Canelo Alvarez, while Gervonta Davis remains in the lightweight division. The two champions had a heated exchange last month following a remark about the Ring Magazine Awards. Despite their size difference making a bout improbable, that hasn't stopped Crawford and Davis from trading verbal jabs.
Was the fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids, and you know it.
Davis is currently focused on Lamont Roach as he prepares to defend his WBA lightweight title on March 1st. However, Tank has shown he's always ready for verbal warfare. With Crawford set to face Canelo Alvarez, his priorities lie elsewhere, but he recently revealed that his opinions on Davis weren't shaped by their January exchange. Their clash last month initially centered on money before Davis made it personal. While such feuds are common in combat sports, Crawford had already formed his view of Tank.
if Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35.
In a recent interview with Cigar Talk Terence Crawford shared his unfiltered thoughts on Gervonta Tank Davis. When the topic of Tank's selective approach to moving up in weight came up, the interviewer referenced their social media feud, asking if it was simply a competitive rivalry. Crawford made it clear his issues with Davis go beyond the sport, admitting he personally dislikes him. Man, I just really don't like that dude. I don't like anything about him, Crawford stated. He described Davis as an arrogant fighter who hides behind security and acts differently in situations where he isn't in the spotlight.
Fighting in the ring. If me and
Crawford's compliment about Davis's skill did little to ease tensions, as Tank fired back in a now-deleted post, saying, Don, they interviewed that raccoon? Dan the raccoon. I'll be in New York City in 2 weeks. No security. How about that? Another hot topic that could further ignite the rivalry between Crawford and Davis is Shakur Stevenson's place in the mix. The 27-year-old rising star is set to return this weekend, with much of the discussion focused on a potential showdown with Tank. Given their history, it's no surprise Crawford is backing Stevenson in what would be a highly anticipated clash.
Using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security.
In the same interview, Crawford shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. Let's put his personality aside. When it comes to boxing, Tank is definitely talented. He's got that it factor and is well respected. But Shakur is different. People may call him boring or say he can't punch, just like they did with Floyd, but that's because he's a defensive fighter. Tank won't be able to hit Shakur like he does everyone else, and he knows it. Adding to the tension, Keyshawn Davis has now entered the mix after his recent World Championship victory. The rivalry has only intensified, with both Keyshawn and Crawford's trainer, Brian McIntyre, calling out Tank.
you know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these guys that everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give him no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean?
Shakur Stevenson will still compete on the massive pay-per-view event in Saudi Arabia on February 22nd, but instead of facing Floyd Schofield, he will now defend his WBC lightweight title against England's Josh Padley. Padley, who holds a 15-1 record, has won 3 of his last 4 fights by knockout. The British fighter was a major underdog in his last bout, but pulled off an impressive unanimous decision win over Mark Chamberlain. This fight marks his first world title opportunity since turning pro in 2019. He successfully passed a weight check on Wednesday, 4 days before the fight. When asked about Schofield's withdrawal, Stevenson expressed disappointment, hinting that weight struggles were likely the real reason. I think this kid was struggling to make weight. That was probably the real issue, but instead of admitting it, they came up with all kinds of excuses. Stevenson said.
Thinking that since the fight started, I didn't really think it was going to be a possibility that they was going to accept the fight. So then when they accept the fight, they surprised me there. But then when they didn't show up to the press conference, I kind of had a...
Truthfully, I wanted to give him the opportunity to make some big money too. Stevenson said. Tensions between Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis have escalated in the past, reaching a point where Crawford even entertained the idea of an unlikely bout against Davis. He discussed the possibility during a recent appearance on The Breakfast Club a popular morning radio show on New York's Power 105.1 FM. Despite Crawford's undefeated record, never having been beaten, let alone stopped, Tank remained confident, boldly predicting his chances in a potential showdown.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look? 147?
At 147, I tapped that chin, and you know he's going to sleep. He's got no chance. Round 6. That was Tank's bold prediction. However, in an interview with Fight Hype Crawford laughed off the comments, pointing out that Davis competes at lightweight for a reason. All great fighters get called out by guys from different weight classes, so it doesn't surprise me, Crawford said. Everyone talks about what they're going to do, but Tank is in his division for a reason. I don't see him moving up to 147 to face me anytime soon.
No, he going to sleep.
I already know.
I
already know
he
he
ain't
is.
got no chance.
I already know he is.
He said no chance.
He has confidence in himself. He truly believes he can do that because he's been knocking out everyone he's faced. Crawford said. No knock on Tank. There are levels to this. If he thinks he can just move up to 147 and knock me out, he's got another thing coming. Davis showcased his power by dropping Ryan Garcia twice, once in the second round and again in the 7th, to secure victory in their Showtime pay-per-view main event on April 22nd at T-Mobile Arena. Meanwhile, the 35-year-old Crawford has been dominant at welterweight, stopping all 8 of his opponents since moving up to 147 lbs. After relinquishing his IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO titles at 140 lbs, he has continued to prove himself as one of boxing's elite.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to.
Crawford made a statement in his last fight by knocking down Errol Spence Jr. for the first time in Spence's 10-year professional career during the second round. He followed up with 2 more knockdowns in the 7th before securing a 9th-round technical knockout victory. The Omaha native stands nearly 3 inches taller than Davis, who boasts an impressive 93% knockout rate in his professional career. However, Crawford argued that a fight against Davis wouldn't bring him the recognition or credit he deserves.
He can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes, daring to be great.
You would fight?
Yeah, I'd stay at 147 for him because it's a big money fight, Crawford said. But then what's everyone going to say? That he was too small. Nobody's going to give me credit. They'll say, oh man, you beat up a little guy who fights at 135. Tank is like 5'5", is a little guy. Yeah, he can punch, but in his weight class. Not saying he can't punch in any division, because we've seen his power, but what kind of recognition would I get for beating him? Crawford also emphasized the significant gap between their weight classes, noting, a lot of people don't realize that 135 to 147 is a big jump.
Before,
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him come and touch him.
wow.
Yeah, I'd stay at 147 for him because it's a big money fight, Crawford said. But then what's everyone going to say? That he was too small. Nobody's going to give me credit. They'll say, oh man, you beat up a little guy who fights at 135. Tank is like 5'5", is a little guy. Yeah, he can punch, but in his weight class. Not saying he can't punch in any division because we've seen his power, but what kind of recognition would I get for beating him? Asterisk Crawford also highlighted the significant gap between their weight classes. Asterisk, a lot of people don't realize that 135 to 147 is a big jump. That's almost 20 pounds. Well, 12 pounds. But still, that's a big jump. Asterisk Davis, however, fired back, questioning Crawford's impact on the sport. Asterisk, they act like this guy is good for boxing, when he's not. Asterisk Davis exclaimed. Asterisk, if so, why isn't he building up the people where he's from? This guy knows nothing about boxing, and this is who they're turning to. All bum eaters. Asterisk Tank didn't stop there, also taking a jab at fighters heading to Saudi Arabia for massive paydays offered by Turkey Al-Sheikh's Riyadh season cards. Asterisk LO. They have to go over there to make money. And still do. Asterisk Davis said. Asterisk I sell where I'm from, idiot, America. Asterisk.
About the Turkey Al-Sheikh. So obviously people got stupid money in Saudi Arabia. Hence why those boxers are lining themselves over there. You said that certain boxers were, big eating for lining